William of Riverhead was with his companions in the caverns below the hills to the north of Plymouth, seeking the source of the polluted water in the once great port town. They had just dealt with some recalcitrant beastmen and were about to continue their journey when William, or rather the demon Atramos who occupied his body, felt a familiar tugging on his psyche and was pulled out of his body, being enveloped in darkness. When the darkness cleared, he found himself in a summoning circle in the familiar surroundings of a cellar below a mansion in Porthcrawl. He recognised it as the estate belonging to the noble Harper family. Standing facing him was Lady Juliana Harper, who had obviously performed the summoning. However, previously she had been confident and sure of herself. Now she seemed slightly injured, out of breath and flustered, the summoning obviously having been performed in something of a hurry. As his senses returned to him, Atramos, or rather the astral projection of his true form, could hear the sounds of fighting and shouting in the distance.
Good. I wasn't sure I'd be able to muster the strength to summon you. I apologise for the necessity of it.
You look quite in a hurry.
Indeed. If my research into you is correct, I believe you are an ink demon, a demon of information. That is correct, is it not?
That's correct. That's what I'm made for.
Good. I hope so. Look, I don't have much time, so I'll waste no more. Yesterday, a large group of royalists attacked Porthcrawl. Oh. Not to be unexpected. We've been waiting for it for some time. We've known the royalists were on the move and the war was escalating, since their spies have obviously told them about the presence of my husband, the Duke of York, in Porthcrawl. However, these royalists, they were strange. They were covered in unhealthy-looking plant growths. The few we captured seemed almost rabid and couldn't give any useful information. We had to put them out of their misery. Oh. We fought them back at the moment with the aid of Duke Richard's troops, but we need any advantage we can get. Again, I apologise for the necessity of summoning you, but given that you are a demon of information, I wanted to see if you had any knowledge of what these things are and how we might best defeat them.
I would know something you could use in an emergency situation.
Anything, any help you can give would be appreciated.
Okay. What do I get for it?
Look, I don't have much time. What is it you want for this information?
Let's call it favor.
Done.
Okay. Just tell my two retainers that William of Riverhead sent you, and look for a specific place. There should be a scroll which can banish these monsters for a time. I'm not sure if it's how much of a help it will be, but maybe it's enough for you to take an advantage.
It's greatly appreciated. Although if these attacks continue at the strength they have done, I would advise you not to wait too long before calling that favour in Atramos.
I would know maybe of something else, but you would have to go down a dungeon. I suppose that's not the time to do that.
I fear all of our resources are tied up defending Porthcrawl at the moment, but it may be something we can look into in the future, but we'll discuss that if we make it through the night.
I hope so. Yeah, I just suggest to her that they maybe just try simple traps with food in them, and whatever else I can think of in this moment. I think that's the two basic methods. We used light, and we used the food sources to lure them away and then just kill them.
That's correct. You tell her that, and she says, simple traps, food. Good. Thank you for your help, Atramos. It has been invaluable, and I will remember that I owe you a favour. Again, my apologies for summoning you on such without all of the normal preamble.
Yeah, next time a short message in beforehand would be nice. We have in the middle of something.
She actually smiles a little, despite the fact that her injuries are obviously paining her. She says, I will bear that in mind for next time. If there is nothing else, I will return you to your previous place.
Do that, please. Thank you.
And she reaches into a pouch and takes some powder. She says some like arcane words and throws the powder towards the summoning circle. There's a brief flare of light, and when you awaken again, it is in your body.
Indeed. It was last week where I gained the ability to be a protagonist because I gained my first mutation. Well, actually, I gained 3 to be exact. Because we went into a room where there was a serious amount of mutation and a mutation coffin, if you will, which I thoroughly misjudged and confused and assumed Odrin was protecting himself by standing in the coffin, so got some crackly limbs and went green. Not liking this, I went out, talked to Sasha, then ran back in at Sasha's fury, and then gained the strange mutation where I now have to explain how I could have done things better and kind of narrate my life as I'm going through it, which is very interesting. After we left that general section of the catacombs, we head into the caves. We headed further down and had some interesting combat, but it would serve that the combat wasn't going to be the deadly thing in this cave. It would be the just general crossing of a river. We put a rope across the river and tried to shin across it. Unfortunately, in doing so, I fell in. And Sasha managed to rescue me. As Sasha rescued me, Hamish then fell in. And then he grabbed onto me. We all floated off down the river. And long story short, Hamish, my Scotch egg eating friend, is now missing and presumed drowned. We managed to get the unconscious body of William across the river, and we eventually managed to drag our sorry carcasses onto the side of the cave, and have now got back to where we were originally going to try and cross. So it's going to be an interesting one.
Okay, thank you very much. So we begin with you guys stood on the side of the riverbank. As you were previously, you're all a little bit out of breath following the escape from the river that Maddox just narrated. As you're sort of standing there, sort of like panting for breath, collecting yourselves, ready to press on, suddenly there is a and William, you wake up taking a deep intake of breath. You find yourself slung over the shoulder of your female hireling, Hamo.
Put me down.
She sort of looks around and she goes like that, and then when you're like, put me down, she sort of like breathes out a sigh of relief and then like puts you down. Immediately she drops her backpack to the side of her and sort of opens the top of it, and you can see that your enchanted armour is like neatly folded up in her backpack.
I'm rubbing my back head. Did someone knock me out again?
You were acting up and it wasn't the greatest time, so it was necessary, William.
We should maybe make up a procedure for that. Maybe I need something like a choker or something. I'm not sure. I'm putting on my armor again.
Where did you go?
I got summoned.
By?
Lady Juliana Harper.
She rolls her eyes.
Do you want to know what happened? Because it's pretty bad news, actually.
Well, funny you should say that. It's been pretty bad news while you've been asleep as well.
Pretty sure mine are worse. Pathcrawl got attacked by some royalists. And they seem to be mutated like the elves, zombies we encountered in the temple. And she summoned me basically to find a way to hold them off. And she seemed pretty damaged, and the castle seemed to be attacked. And yeah, pretty bad news.
I think that's good news.
For whom?
For us.
Why? Our house is there. Most of our loot is still there.
Yeah, but so is she and Corbin. I mean,
she owes me a favor now.
We may get lucky, and the royalists will kill him.
She owes me a favor. Do you know what this means? Basically, I can wish for whatever I want and she will give it to me. She's a fucking... She can summon me. She has magical powers. She is pretty powerful. She has political
She can
power.
summon you because she has your name and that stupid book.
Yeah, I can maybe use my favor to get it back.
Okay, so let's put it in perspective. I summoned you because I had the book. Do you go around and thinking, oh, Sasha is so powerful. She can give me any wish I want.
I don't know, you're pretty powerful.
He's most likely just some sort of noble poacher who somehow got that book.
She has some political power. I'm not sure you have.
No.
What's political?
Yes, she can order people around.
Yeah, it's bad. Okay.
And she's pretty rich, probably.
Probably. There's a lot of probablys there.
By the way, I traded our scroll, which can repel these zombies, for the favor.
Okay.
We got one in the temple, but never used it.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So that's what happened with me.
Yeah. I'll look just kind of like fairly non-fussed, and I'll effectively just kind of try and pull Odrin to a side. Odrin, I don't want the others hearing this, but you're all up in the, water and shit.
Not so much with the shit. I don't care about that so much.
No, I mean in water, like Dagon and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you could put in a good word for Hamish if he's not already, in the bin?
Well, if he's in some dark pocket of water underground being fed on by eels and other small creatures of Dagon, he is already doing his own. He's paying his way. But I will.
No,
I will.
I meant on the side of him not being eaten by fish and being, alive.
Yeah, I understand. When next we meet one of these creatures here, I will sacrifice them to Dagon on Hamish's behalf.
As you're having this conversation, you hear this from down this passageway.
So we'll move on.
Okay.
Sasha, maybe I should scout? We still need a light, though.
Can you see in the dark now?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, just send down the rats and check.
I have no rats anymore. I'm not sure what happened, to be honest, but I have no rats anymore. I can't see anyone. I call them and nothing happens.
That's cool. She goes over here and sees an old man and skeleton, so I guess we're rolling for initiative.
Indeed. I'll deal the initiative out. Just give me a second. And then I'll sort the initiative.
Poor old man.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sasha, as you move around the corner, you can see what appears to be an extremely frail-looking old man, white beard, the lot, lying on the ground. He's dressed in sort of what you'd consider to be like the typical sort of like garb for like a younger adventurer, and standing over him, sort of dragging him along across the floor in the direction of the corridor you're stood in, is what appears to be this skeletal figure wearing this sort of like pitted, rusted lamellar armour in the sort of Goman style.
Okay, I'll initiate surprise and call out "Oi!" and she'll shoot the pistol at him.
Okay, go for it. Roll your misfire chance.
I need the button.
Are these dank caverns, John?
Oh, you best believe the dank.
When are we not in a dank cavern?
Okay, you're fine.
Yeah. Rolling.
Oh,
14.
not bad.
8 points of damage.
Okay, that is absolutely fine. So narrate how you slay this skeleton.
Oh. Well, she sees the old man being dragged, the unfortunate old man being dragged by the skeleton, steps out and calls "Oi!" and fires the pistol. And by sheer luck, she managed to take off the head of the skeleton and it collapses in a pile of bones.
Okay, so the rest of you hear Sasha shout, "Oi!" She steps around the corner, goes, smoke and the smell of singed metal and black powder fill the passageway that you're in, you're probably all coughing and spluttering. It's quite difficult to breathe in these narrow confines, but you hear the sound of something hitting the floor in the cabin beyond.
What was it? Is it dead?
I think so.
Probably should have been at the front of this, being more of a melee character.
Maybe we should switch position then. I'm trying to hide and look around the corner.
Okay.
If you want.
I'm ninja again.
Okay, well, you can move from here. You go in here, just
to see the light. Sneaking inside, looking around.
Okay, you see, as I described, this very old, I mean, it looks like he's about 95 years old. This frail old man with a long beard. His chest's moving shallowly. His face is pale, drawn and etched with lines. And he's sort of like lying on the floor where this thing's dropped him. You can see it's like literally like its arm where it's been blown off is still wrapped in his hair. And he's like... He doesn't appear to have spotted you, but you can see as you sort of move around and peer at him, his eyes are white and filmy, as though like filled with cataracts.
I'm just checking if there's anything dangerous around here, and then I will call the others.
Doesn't appear to be anything dangerous.
Okay, I call.
that's a good one. You okay?
Yep.
He kind of leans down there. Shakes the old man.
He reaches like a sort of palsy, shaking hand up towards you, and he's like, "Who's there?"
I'm standing watch at the entrance of the tunnel.
Lord preserve me, I thought I was a goner.
We are the adventures of a Luck Adventuring Company, and she kind of takes out her water skin and opens it, and she pours a little water in her hand and tries to give him some.
He sort of swallows a little bit of it, but then he breaks off into like racking sort of coughs. And he's like, "Oh, fellow adventurers. Oh, Lord preserve us. I thought I was going to be my end down here in this wretched darkness."
What do you mean, fellow? She looks at the
He's like, well, I'm a member of the Bright Hounds Adventuring Company.
And you're a bit old for that?
A look of extreme sadness crosses his face, and he says, "I wasn't when I came down here with my companions. We came at the behest of the Duke to investigate the problems with the water supply. Many of my companions were washed away on the river. Our rope broke, you see, but I was able to scramble to the side."
Aye, the rope broke.
So you're saying magic did this?
"No, it was the creature."
She looks terrified at Organ. Okay, I think we should leave now.
Effectively, as I'm looking at because I was basically going over to the skeleton and looking over the armor. Effectively, when he says the creature did this, I'll just kind of let go and put it, drop it onto the floor. Like, that thing did that to you?
No, it was the master of these beasts. I tried to defend myself, but every blow it struck on me seemed to sap my energy and my vitality, making me the withered old man you see before you now. And he breaks off into sobbing cries.
Well, the big one up above was kind of weak, so...
I don't think he means that one.
Okay, William, since you're stood at the southern end of the cave, you can hear what sound like regimented footsteps moving towards your position.
Incoming, and I'm drawing my crossbow and point at the entrance.
No.
I'm hiding behind the pillar here somewhere.
Okay.
Dwarves are pretty old, right? Malak, so you're kind of immune to age like stone, right? So I think you should go in front.
Okay, you guys have got 5 seconds to decide where you want to be before this breaks down.
I'm where I want to be.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're going on to initiative order. So Maddock, now that you're closer with Odrin next to you, you can hear this like a very regimented footsteps moving towards you.
Okay. Because I can't actually see William on the map because of the light source, but I think that's because he's in the dark section.
And he's probably
I'm
hiding.
here.
Okay, that's fine. I'll kind of look across and be like, William, there's a load of them coming. Have you got any of those caltrops?
Oh, sure. I would. I'm not. How we do it is in out of initiative order. I just nod. I just say yes.
I'll just gesture for him to throw them and wait for him to
Yeah,
them.
I've got a couple of bags of those, but once I'm in initiative order, I throw it to you.
Okay, so we move on to Sasha.
We're going to see so the arquebus. But she already her pistol to shoot if anything try to kill Ogren.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. So we move on to William.
Okay, mechanically speaking, I would like to place the caltrops, but in-game I would just throw the caltrops to Maddock and then let him do that.
That's fine. Since you guys are like interacting with this, I'll say you can like put your caltrops down to represent you throwing them to Maddock and you dropping them down.
Yeah, I've thrown 2 bags of them to you.
I will chuck them into the corridor.
I still got some, but yeah.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. So just add some caltrops onto the map. Well, to be honest, I'll just draw a big square where they are. So there we go.
Yeah, just scribbled somewhere always when I'd use them.
Okay, so we move on to the NPCs. Okay, so as Odrin and Maddock, as you're watching, you see the similarly attired skeletons marching in lockstep, almost like a small unit around the corner. The first one moves straight over the caltrops, seeming to take no great impediment from them. Some of them like clank on its bones as it moves, but it doesn't really seem to bother or register any pain. And the first one wades straight into Odrin, which clatters uselessly off your armor, Odrin, unsurprisingly. Okay, the one behind him draws out from his back what appears to be a short spear and throws it over the shoulder of his companion towards you, Odrin.
These guys came prepared.
Again, it bounces off your Sauron-esque armor and falls uselessly to the floor.
I bet they've got a 10-foot pole.
Probably. And some rope as well.
Oh yeah. And
Okay.
oil and...
Okay, so we move on to Odrin.
Yeah. So it's gonna be flail time. Let's see how this goes. Not great. Not great. Probably because I'm like trying not to get speared in the face.
Yeah. Also, you're not able to do your full swing because like, Maddox stood right next to you, and you're like,
Yeah.
don't really want to
Because
take his head off.
doing a bit of a, it's like pushing it forward.
Yeah, you sort of like poke this Goman attired skeleton in the chest, and it sort of rocks backwards a bit on its bony legs, and then sort of comes forward again in the style of like the skeletons out of Jason and the Argonauts, the film.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we move on to Maddock.
Right. Am I all right to try and get like a hammer shot from?
Yeah, that's fine.
Diagonal.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Okay, let me just check their AC. I believe that's a hit. It most certainly is. Roll your damage. You got 7. So you've almost killed this creature. However, impossibly, it's still clinging to its unlife. You can see that like a large part of its like rib cage is now caved in. One of its arms is like all but severed and hanging down, but it's still holding its sword. Okay, we move on to Sasha.
Okay, so this is shooting into melee, right?
Yep.
Okay, so instead she will take an aim action on the guy with the spear.
Okay, I'm going to say you'd still count as shooting into melee because you're having to shoot past Odrin, who's pretty much like filling the sort of tunnel.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, she's not. No, she's not. He seems to be doing fine in his Dark Lord armor, so she will wait.
Okay, so we move on to William.
The problem is that my idea was attacking this guy here, but I assume Audrin also blocking this way.
Yeah, you could attack the lead one on the diagonal like Maddox's doing, but you wouldn't really be able to squeeze past.
I think I'd take an aim action at the next guy, as the same thing as Sasha.
Okay, no problems. So we move on to the, I'm sure, incredibly effectual NPCs. So I'll do the one attacking Audrin.
Oh shit! An actual hit. It's been a while.
Indeed, you take 5 hit points of damage as this thing stabs its rusty blade through a chink in your seemingly impenetrable armor.
I think like Audrin is like genuinely surprised, like just looking at the thing in like.
Now you got a snack.
Indeed. Okay, how does Audrin retaliate?
We're gonna flail. So yeah, he presses his hand on the wound and just looks at the blood like, oh, what the shit, and then again, it's just he's mesmerized by his own blood, like, oh, and I think he steps back one.
Okay.
One square.
Okay, so we move on to, with Audrin mesmerised by his own blood leaking from the wound in his side, he steps back a bit, leaving Maddox facing the fury of these undead Gorman warriors.
Yeah, Maddox will just be kind of like, due to how Audrin was last time, just kind of like be like, it's not the time, Audrin! You need to get your head in the game! And I'll swing and try and finish off the one that I hit the first time round.
Okay, go for it. Okay, narrate how you finish off that skeleton.
Because Maddox in his head quite likes the look of the Goman armor. Effectively, he's trying to like cave in the skeleton without necessarily like destroying the armor, and he just kind of like pops the head off of it with a golf swing and just kind of like casually kicks it in the chest to like make sure it actually falls back dead.
Indeed you do. You boot it in the chest and it crumbles to the floor in a pile of bones and decaying armour. I'll move the counter out of the way just so we've got a clear field. Okay, Sasha. You've just seen Maddox cave in the front runner of this small band of skeletons. It crumbles to the floor.
Okay, she'll move here. Can I hit the one I targeted for this? I'll shoot him then.
Okay, make your misfire roll.
Oh yeah.
You're fine. Go for the attack.
So the aim is +2?
Yep.
+4.
+4, sorry.
+4, oh my god. 13.
Okay, you have hit. You've not managed to kill this thing, but you've done it a lot of severe damage. Effectively, like a large portion of its rib cage is destroyed. And you can see it's pretty much only its armour that's keeping it together now.
Okay.
There's another loud and smoke fills the cavern.
Okay, I'm attacking the other guy, which I aimed for, so yeah.
Go for it.
I use my heavy crossbow, so it's if he got armor, it's reduced by 4.
Okay.
Do I get the sneak attack bonus?
No.
Okay.
Okay, you hit. You've done it some severe damage, but it's nearly dead, but not quite. So describe how that goes down.
Yeah, I aim my crossbow at it, and it's basically flies through the air, and one of his arms gets simply knocked out from his chest and crumbles to the floor.
Nice, and that is exactly what happens. We now move on to these quite horribly damaged NPCs.
Can I, like, the NPCs we control, do we move them on our turn or
Yeah.
the NPC turn?
You move on your turn.
Okay.
Okay, so the first of these skeletons, actually no, I'm going to have the second one here, is going to throw a spear at Sasha.
It hits.
The spear slices you as it arcs through the air and goes past you, causing you 2 hit points of damage and scoring a shallow wound on your midriff. The first of the skeletons then steps up here and in quite a disciplined fashion is going to press the attack on you, Sasha. Is a 16 a hit? Okay.
Yeah.
This skeleton stabs you for 8 hit points of damage, driving its sword deep into your chest.
Severely wounded now.
Holy shit.
Okay.
In respect, this was a bad mood.
Okay, so Odred, as you're watching, you see Sasha step forward, take this shot, blows huge chunks out of the ribcage of one skeleton. The second one throws this spear that slices her in the side. Then the very same one that was at the front steps forward and just drives its rusted sword into her chest. You see blood flowing freely and dripping onto the cavern floor.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Well, depending on how my roll goes, but I'm gonna try and bull rush this Goman. We'll see. Leading with the flail. It's like smack it with the flail and then like shoulder tackle it.
Okay.
Provided I don't like trip on the flail. There. That's just not my night tonight.
Okay, that is not a hit. Your flail clangs loudly off its armour. There's like a as you hit it and it rocks it back a little bit, but it doesn't appear to have done it any actual damage. So we move on to Maddock.
Right. I have seen how badly Sasha is wounded, and I'm kind of like... I generally looked panicked. I've seen Odrin's attempt, and is there enough gap for me to kind of force my way through and try and do an additional dwarven bull rush attempt, and just try and squidge down and just fill the corridor?
If you can make me a strength check, so rolling a d20 and getting equal to or less than your strength, I'll say that you can push past this first one, but it'll get an attack on you as you push past.
Well, no, it's effectively pushing into the first one and pushing it back a square.
Again, same rules will apply.
Yeah, that's fine.
The call drops us.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to move this back. Okay, remind me, Johannes, how much damage the caltrops cause?
1d6.
Okay, so roll me a d6, Maddock, and that's how much damage you take from the caltrops.
We need steel boots.
Okay, deduct 1 from your hit point total as you tread on one of these caltrops, sort of moving through. But you do manage to push this skeleton back.
Nice.
So, are you making your attack?
Yes, please. Is it? Can I attack it with the hammer as well? Just like effectively shoving in. Yeah. Okay. Ooh.
Okay, you strike this thing. Unfortunately, you hit one of the armoured plates. There's a loud clang, but you dent the armour, but you don't appear to have actually done it any damage. Okay, so we move on to Sasha.
Do you still have these healing biscuits?
No, it got bad. So you will get him down here to bind wounds. That was a new thing, right?
Yep, so roll the d4.
Oh.
Okay, you get 1 hit point back.
Okay.
As Hamo sort of runs in behind you, like pulls, like tears off some cloth from her clothes and like tries to like wrap it around your waist to like stem the bleeding. But you can see the blood like soaking quickly through these like dirty rags that are now sort of binding you together.
Okay, and she will use her own action, I suppose, on doing the same with Oddrun.
Okay, so make your D4 roll.
Healing the healer. Ooh.
Okay, Oddrun, as you sort of, as Sasha like basically shoves some bandages into the gap of your armour to like stem the flow of blood, you get 4 hit points back.
Cool.
Some tape to close it up.
And that's it. Okay, so that's Sasha, so we move on to William.
Actually, not much I can do. I just tried to aim at the last guy again, at this one. I'm not sure if it would help, but it's the only thing I can do. Using my bow this time.
Okay,
Dropping the crossbow.
No problems, we move on to the NPCs. Okay, obviously the two here have got no choice but to attack. Maddox is the only person in range, so I'll make their 2 attacks. What's your AC, Maddox?
Not enough. It is 17.
Okay, so one of them manages to find a chink in your armour and strikes you for 2 damage with its rusty blade. Okay, Oddrun, you can see that like Maddox getting a bit of a shooing in front of you.
First question: are there any of the spears that they were using? Are they on the ground somewhere here?
Yeah, there's two of them lying on the ground.
Yeah. Second question: if I picked one up, would I be able to use it to like stab over Maddox?
Yeah, that's fine by me. He's quite short, so go for it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put my Giga Flail down and pick up a spear. Does anyone have spear stats? Is it?
It does 1d6 damage.
Okay. Yeah, you would probably. Now that I think of it, you probably have that. Okay, here we go. So stabbing this. Ooh.
Okay, so describe how, as Maddox fighting these skeletons, this spear comes over his head and like finishes off this skeleton here.
I think it's just like I pick the spear up and then I just I stab it forward and it punctures the breast armor of the thing, and I raise it up to the cavern floor. It's like ceiling, and there's just like bits of armor and bones raining on Maddox because I scrape it on the ceiling.
And indeed, that is exactly what happens. And now we find out how Maddox responds to his bone shower.
Well, like, blatantly knowing that only one person in the group has done that, I'm just like, that's right, Oddrun! Get your head in the game! And I will take a step forward off of those caltrops and swing at the next guy.
Okay, you have hit the next guy. Describe how you take him down.
Imagine I just kind of like step through the kind of cloud of bones that are raining down on me and just kind of like swipe both of his legs out from under him and just knock him back with the shield.
Okay, and as you strike it with the shield, sort of smashing it into the wall, the skeletal figure falls apart in shards of bone, dust, and rusted, pitted armour. For a few moments, you sort of look around in case anything else appears, but after a few seconds, sort of like, and all you can hear is like your own breathing and the dripping of the water in the caverns. Nothing else appears to menace you.
This is why I hate dungeon crawling. Just simple claims. It hurts.
Sasha, are you alright? And then I'll sit down with my sword and hammer still ready to fight and start trying to pick the caltrops out.
No, it hurts. Oh, this armor is shite.
I go over to Sasha and looking at her, but her wounds are already been taken care of, so I'm like looking helplessly at Oddrun.
Yeah, and Oddrun takes the bandages out, puts his like fingers in the wound, puts the bandages back in, and comes to Sasha and like smears the blood on her face.
How do you react to that, Sasha, as Oddrun's like...
Right now the pain is just too much, so she will accept that.
Yeah,
Seen
so
him do it before. He doesn't like it, but you'll accept it.
Yeah, Odrin mutters a prayer to Dagon and casts Cure Light Wounds, the time-honored spell of staying alive. So you get...
Staying alive.
Yeah, you get... 5, I guess.
Do you still have these biscuits which can heal?
No.
No. Okay.
Okay, as you sort of like finish that and you're all like healing up, etc., you hear Blot call out, and he's like, I think he's dying.
Oh, for crying out loud. Hey Mo, go see if you can help him.
Hamo heads over to the old man. After a few moments, she sort of shouts back across to you and says, you see her look up from where she's bent down next to him, and she's got like a look of like puzzlement on her face, and she's like, I think he's dying of old age.
I'm looking at Sasha. You should really stay behind them. No offense, but I wouldn't want you to, you know.
She looks. I'm not sure you can see. You can tell when she has the green color, but she's a lot pale now. A lot more pale.
You're more sort of mint green now.
Yeah.
Except the face, it's kind of brown.
I'm walking over to this old man and would talk to him. Is there anything you want to tell us before you go?
He looks up at you and he sort of like very weakly sort of like clasps hold of like one of the plates for your armour to try and steady himself, and he says, I had a wife in Plymouth, Samantha. Please tell her that I've always loved her, and I always will.
I was hoping for something useful.
I looked to Maddock in the corridor, like covered in bones and dust. It's like, I think technically it still counts if you want to, like, if you want us to sacrifice the old man to Dagon to get.
Yeah. As you kind of start saying that, and I kind of like get the gist of what you're, I'm like, "Aye, Odrin, crack on it."
So in retrospect, Maddock, what do you think about this whole situation that's just occurred?
Well, realistically, if I had have done that again, so Maddock's like, if I was to do this again, Odrin, I'd probably say that his sacrifice would have been better taken before he's actually circled into the bin, rather than now that he's already dead. Also, I would have thought about those caltrops and not danced on them like a pillock.
I would like to search the old man and the skeletons for anything they might carry with them, if it might be useful.
Yeah, I'll gather up the caltrops while I'm recording.
Also, Maddock, you can still bind your wounds. Don't forget that.
Including the one in his foot.
Yeah.
Okay, you find a total of 6 silver pieces on the skeletons. The old man appears to have nothing of interest other than like the rags he's wearing. All the equipment that he's got seems to, like the sort of adventuring gear he's wearing, also appears to have aged in a similar fashion to himself. So it's all sort of like pitted and rusted and pretty much useless. In fact, as you're sort of looking at like this rotted leather armour he's wearing and you're sort of touching it, a few of the sort of leather straps just like fall apart in your hands.
Sasha, Dennis, do you got the 6 silver pieces?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, Sasha will sit leaning against the wall here and start reloading her pistols.
Could I pick up the caltrops again, John? Or they?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. Okay.
You can also bind your wounds and heal 1d4.
I will.
Can I identify some from the skeletons somewhere? The weapons or the armor they're wearing or something like that?
Okay, the swords they're carrying are short swords, they're very long, sort of like quite wide. The armour they're wearing is sort of, again, pretty much rusted and not much use, but it's like these interlocking, like lamellar plates of metal.
No signature or brand or anything?
Not as far as you can see. It's possible it might once have had, but it's so like covered in rust and the patina of age that it's very difficult to tell.
The Binding of Wounds, John, is that just a straight D4?
Yep.
Okay.
I am looking at the skeletons. They didn't seem to be harmed by the caltrops, as far as I could see, at least. So maybe we should have taken marbles or something. Also, they are very disciplined for skeletons. It's
As
weird.
you're saying this, you're obviously continuing to search the skeletons, William. And on like the furthest one away, as you're searching, you find that on a tattered leather thong around its neck, it has what appears to be a small horn made out of like the horn of an animal of some kind.
Okay. I'm poking that with a stick or stone or something, and now I'm taking it.
Yeah, you
Nothing happens.
take it. It appears to be a standard horn, that you'd blow on to produce a sound, a hollowed out sort of animal horn.
It's a good guess, I think. Let's move on if everyone is fine again.
Their armour, John, I take it it's not recoverable. It's effectively just odds and sods based.
Yeah, pretty much. You could probably get some like plates off it to like decorate your own armour if you want to, but not enough that it'd affect the sort of armour rating of your own armour.
Yeah, I think I'll.
You could get some nice like shoulder pieces off them, or
Yeah, I will get that to make myself more Goman-esque.
nice.
I think I would start to shake my Gloombug lantern, or switch my normal lantern for Gloombug lantern and shake that.
Okay.
Because I think we will stay here for a while, and this burns a lot longer than normal lantern. I think let's try to scout ahead again, this time with my lantern.
Okay, go for it.
I'm hiding again first, and it worked, so let's move on.
Obviously, it's going to be fairly difficult for you to hide when you've got like a glowing green lantern, but
Yeah, I'm trying to keep the light only in a spot right in front of me.
okay.
It's what's it called? A holdout lantern?
It's a bullseye lantern.
Bullseye lantern, yeah. It's the best I can do because I can't see in the darkness. By the way, which would be a good demon power. If I could take that, I would, but... So... I'm just going till the corner, and then I would move back and tell them that there's a corner and they can follow around.
Okay, so move yourself back up to the corner, William. I will assume that you've like told the others they can move up, so anyone who wants to can move up. Don't forget to move the NPCs that you're controlling as well.
Yeah. I got no.
Too soon.
My rats.
My Hamish.
Okay, keep moving. Step by step, moving forward. Okay. There's something...
Okay, as you get to this area, it looks as though, like at some point in time, a section of the roof, like sort of a partially collapsed, and you can see like rubble lying on the ground here.
Okay, I'm poking this with my 10-foot pole while going through just in case.
Yeah, you poke it and move through, nothing untoward happens.
Okay.
As you start moving forward, just in front of you, you can see there appear to be a large number of bones, human bones from the look of them, lying on the floor. And to your left, to the north, is what appears to be a large wooden door.
Okay. Do these skeletons have some kind of equipment?
They don't appear to have, no.
Okay. I just go back and tell them there are some skeletons, and I try to poke them just in case there's something happens. They should be ready.
That's fine. You poke them, nothing untoward happens.
Okay. Moving through and listening on the door.
Okay. Roll me a d6.
Is this a search check or something else?
No, it's just a general sort of listening roll.
Okay.
I will follow up behind and on the bones, John. If there's any kind of like skulls that could be, I will stamp on them.
That's absolutely fine, Maddock. Okay, as you're listening at this large wooden door, William, you can hear very faintly. So they're not immediately on the other side of the door, but you can very faintly hear sort of footsteps. Maybe the sound of chinking metal, but it's very faint.
I'm making the footstep sound and pointing at the door.
Alright.
I move back and whisper to them. Someone opens the door and the others shoot through it.
I'll open a door if you want.
Okay, I reload my heavy crossbow and point at the door.
Okay. So, Maddock, how are you opening this door?
I take it there's not space to get behind the door. It takes up the entirety of the corridor.
Yeah, you can move in, step in front of it, but yeah, it does fill the corridor.
You could do the moving to the side, pressing it back behind the wall.
If I take a knee, would you be able to fire over me?
Yeah.
I'm not much larger than you, but yeah, should be mouseable.
Yeah. Okay. I will open the door and then just put my shield out and take a knee down.
Okay, you grab hold of this like ornate and rotted metal handle on the door and you pull it. The door doesn't open.
Oh.
There's like a
second. I'll get both hands and give it a good old.
Okay, make me an open doors roll. Don't forget, open doors is modified by your strength.
You also, I think I gave someone a crowbar. Just saying.
Hang on, let me check.
Sasha should have one.
I haven't got a crowbar, but I will just try and pull open. How do I make a open doors, John? Is there an actual?
Hamo has a crowbar if it is.
I gave. Sasha said she would take it. I'm not sure who actually got it.
Well, Hamo has it, so she will go over here and give you the crowbar.
Okay, so what is your strength modifier, Maddock?
17.
No, that's your score, your modifier.
Oh my god, a modifier.
Your modifier is 2, because I've just looked it up. Okay, so what that means is normally, if you have a strength modifier of 1, you have like a 1 in 6 chance of forcing a door. Because you've got a strength modifier of 2, you have a 3 in 6 chance. So you need to roll me a d6 and you need to get a 3 or less.
And a crowbar?
No, effectively, like, I will have a go with the crowbar next, but effectively I've just kind of went... So while you're like, oh, I've got a crowbar, I'm like, yeah.
Okay, so roll me a d6, Maddock.
I don't need a crowbar. This is how we open doors back home.
Okay, you tug on the door, Maddock, and it stubbornly resists your best attempts to open it.
I guess
Yeah,
I need a crowbar anyway.
Yeah, I'll stubbornly pull on it, and then just kind of like look over my shoulder and look dejected and grab hold of the crowbar, and then just kind of like jam it in the door and give it another go.
Okay, roll a d6, you need to get a 4 or less. Okay, you put the crowbar in and you heave with your dwarven strength, your muscles bulging, but the door stubbornly refuses to move.
John, I imagine Maddock will be rather infuriated by this, so I will just throw the crowbar on the floor and bull rush the door.
Okay, make another d6 roll, you need 3 or less. Bear in mind you're making a lot of noise doing this.
Yep.
Okay, you smash into the door and like fall flat on your arse.
I mean, all the honor restored last session.
It's gone.
Away.
I had such a good round of combat before this. I was kind of like lay on the floor and be like, does anyone else? Oh.
Audrin?
Hmm?
Do you want to try it? I tell him and give him the crowbar.
Sure.
I point at the door and hold up my heavy crossbow again.
So, wait, yeah. So I was confused. So this is the door that we're trying to open?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. It's a very stubborn door.
So what's your strength modifier, Aldrin?
Is the same.
Okay, go for it. So it's a D6, 3 or less, 4 or less if you're using a crowbar.
Yeah, I'm using the crowbar. Oh,
Splendid. Okay, there is a loud and you like pretty much like pop the door off its hinges, to be honest.
That's how it's done, I whispered to Maddock.
I will look very annoyed.
Okay,
It's the deal where like you loosened it up and I just go like, "Boop." I don't see what the big deal is.
okay, the door pops off its hinges as Aldrin saying, "I don't see what the big deal is," and from behind it, you can't really see further into the chamber beyond because the light doesn't reach that far. But you hear a metallic.
Okay, if there's something I can, which looks like a target, I would shoot it.
My back, I guess. is
Indeed,
I hope you stepped aside.
your lantern, your Gloomberg lantern, doesn't stretch far enough into the room to see what's beyond.
Ah.
I would like to push towards heading into the room as I'm kind of like feeling dejected about being.
Okay, from a luring and tactical point of view, Sasha will move down here while they are doing all that. Should keep an eye out here in this direction.
Okay, I'm gonna deal for initiative,
I guess that was a bad move.
and I will sort that.
Yeah, it turns out all the enemies are in your corridor.
Yeah.
Okay,
And that was the trap.
okay. So Aldrin, it's you first, perhaps appropriately, because you're sort of stood next to the door.
Let me look. I believe I have.
I mean, the way they line up, you can really make a good swing with the flow.
I raise my Giga Flail and like very aggressively do this this chant in the language of the old ones about the inevitable erosion of everything by Dagon's waters, and I'm blessing myself.
Okay, as you do that, your eyes becoming slightly accustomed to the darkness, you can just about make out 3 skeletal figures in front of you. They're all holding like large sort of tower shields, and the sound you heard was them all going in like a rank and sort of hunkering down behind their shields. You can see spears poking from behind their shields.
Oh, turns out I've been doing bless wrong the entire game. It's 1d6 plus my level, the same as the healing spell that I have. Cool.
Sweet.
It's a really fucking nice spell.
Yeah, the spell is completely OP.
Yep, so 5 points for bless.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. We move on to the NPCs. They are not moving. So we move on to Sasha.
Can't really do anything from this position, so she will take a do nothing except keep an eye down here.
Okay, so we come on to the mighty Maddock.
Don't you? I will. No, there's something down there. Being like seriously annoyed about the door still. We'll try and shove my way.
That's fine.
Yeah. Move into. Can I get into the room? I take it.
Yep.
Yeah. I will go to there.
Okay, as you move in, like I say, your eyes becoming slightly accustomed to the darkness. You can see these 3 skeletons in front of you, shields down, look very professional. Shields down, spears coming through it, and you can also see like a rank of other spears coming forward from behind them.
Yeah. Effectively, it will be kind of like. I'm not scared of any skeleton. Oh, just kind of like shield up, looking more nervous. Can I try and swing at one?
You most certainly can. Don't forget that you can press or fight defensively because you're a dwarf as well.
I will fight defensively, please.
Okay, that means you'll get a +2 AC bonus. However, you'll be at -4 to hit.
Yeah, that's fine. What's my plus to the AC bonuses?
It's 2.
Cool. Okay, right. Oh, nice.
Okay, that has hit the first one. Describe how you dispatch one of these skeletons as you crunch through its shield.
literally, I just panic and then swing through and just knock the shield and the skeleton kind of like careering into the next second rank.
Indeed. So you guys see Maddock push his way through. There's this loud as he just full bore staves in the shield of one of these skeletons, smashing it into the one behind it, shattering the shield. Okay, William.
Since Maddock was able to squeeze through, I assume Audrin is pressed against the wall, or at least not in my way. So I would shoot the heavy crossbow at the middle guy. Assume no special bonus aside from using a heavy crossbow.
That's correct.
Okay. As again, -4 to AC if they have armor.
Okay, that is most definitely a hit. You've almost killed the one in the front. It's just hanging on. Your bolt goes clean through its rusted shield, finding sort of a patch where the rust has made it weak, and just punches through, and you hear it clatter into the bones of the skeleton behind it. Okay, Audrin.
I was consulting my spell book because I have a thing for this, because these are undead. I'm gonna go
Turn undead.
Yeah, but it's a long spell. Trying to read it quickly.
What it's called?
Turn undead, I've got it here. Okay, so when the spell is cast, you need to roll me 2d6, Audrin.
The thing is, I'm level 4, and if these guys have one hit die, they are turned automatically. According to the chart in the book.
Splendid. In which case, they are turned automatically. So I'm going to, because this is important, I'm going to tell you what exactly this means.
Yeah, I was trying to decipher that.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It is a fairly hefty write-up.
Is that a spell?
Yeah.
An ability. Okay.
The spell.
Okay,
did you do
they flee for the best of their ability for the duration of the spell, which is, so roll me a d4.
Let's see. So I don't know how many of them are there, but apparently there's a limit here. So the undead totaling no more than 1d6 plus the level of the casting cleric in hit dice. So basically this many skeletons. I'm gonna roll the thing. So 5 skeletons will be fleeing.
Okay, that's lucky for you guys because there are 5 of them. Okay, so roll me a d4, and it's d4 plus 2 turns it lasts.
So that's 4 turns. Also, I did not have this shit memorized, so...
Oh, well, here we go. Here it goes, boys. Okay, so make me that spell save then.
Was there a button for this? Oh, yes, there is. So, spells or innate abilities, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, the magic, yeah. Does it take into account my minus thing? Let's see. Oh, well. Well then.
Boom, your god is happy with you. Absolutely fine.
Yeah, Dagon is down with some turned skeletons.
Okay, so we move on to the NPC turn. So describe how does your turning manifest itself? What do you do?
Well, basically, it's just the same chant, but the second verse, right? I started with the waves are lapping at the shore, like eating it away, and now this is the tsunami coming in, and I'm basically just screaming the verses at them, and like holding my Giga Flail up.
Okay, so as he does that, you can now see as they're moving to the edge of the light, these 5 skeletons begin running down the corridor away from you.
And I continue to scream the old one phrases after them. Like, yeah, you run. You better run.
Okay, Sasha.
Okay, can she get... Like, William, is he hidden?
Not really.
Can Hamo get by him? She will
Yeah,
move
that's
up.
fine. You can move through
Process.
friendlies.
And Tessa will leave her position.
Okay, so Maddock, you can hear these skeletons, these Goman skeletons, the clank of their armor as they're sort of fleeing down the corridor here. Obviously, the light doesn't really stretch very far, so you can't see them. You're muted.
Firstly, I was obviously kind of panicked when I initially came into the room. Obviously, I plattered one, but we're still heavily outnumbered and nervous. I just kind of like for a couple of seconds, I'll just be kind of like a bit thrown off by Odrin and just kind of be like looking kind of sideways at he's just come through with all of his holy shizzle and just sent all these skeletons go absolutely flying. And I will give chase.
Okay, move yourself.
I just did read the rest of the description of the spell, and in addition to what just happened, if Audrin keeps concentrating on a spell, they can't go near him, near than 10 feet, and the spell will automatically end if we attack them. For the specific undead we attack. Just saying.
No, that's a good point. Thanks for raising it. Okay, so Maddock, you've like run just to the very edge of the torchlight. You can hear the clank of these skeletons running up ahead of you. There must be no more than about 10 feet ahead of you. Okay, so we move on to William.
Do I know what just happened? I'm pretty sure I'm not. Audrin did something and they run away, right?
Yeah, that's what happened as far as you're concerned. He did some sort of chanting in the language of the old ones, raised his giga flail, screamed at them, and they turned tail and ran.
Did I understand what he chanted?
You'd have probably got the broad gist, like he says, the waves like eating away the shore, and then he was like screaming his defiance at them.
Okay. I think I just start reloading my heavy crossbow.
That's cool. Not a problem. Okay, Odrin.
Yeah, boy. Blot is gonna shuffle over to William. It's just sort of like stand there and smell, I guess.
I give him the crossbow to load it again.
He takes it in his massive hand and then starts trying to reload it with his tiny hand.
Oh, thank you. Glad to be of use. So I'm gonna. This is gonna be a problem because we don't have a light source here. At least not for me. So, but I'm gonna, because I can see that Maddock is there. So I'm gonna follow him.
Okay, no problems. We move on to the NPCs. You hear a lot more clanking down the corridor as they get further away from you. Okay, Sasha.
Clank away, she will move with them.
Okay, Maddock. You're muted.
Hello. I'll get used to that at some point. Well, I will push on and continue my charge towards skeletons.
Okay, William.
I tell Blood he should finish reloading and then follow me, and then I draw my bow and walk towards the others. I can walk 6 spaces correctly? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay, Odrin.
Forward we go. I'm following Maddock.
Okay, no problems. Now, Maddock and Odrin, you can see like the back of one of these skeletons. It's literally like just in front of Maddock. It was about to like turn around and attack him, but as you move in, Odrin, it continues like fleeing away.
Nope.
It is the dark one. Flee.
Okay.
He wants to drink our blood. One moment.
At the front of the this group of
Could I have gone
MP,
attacking on him if he was right in front of me, John?
you would have been able to, but you weren't aware he was in front of you until like just now.
Okay, no worries.
From the front of this group of NPCs, you hear like a. Okay, I'm going to move
Then
that.
the camera moves through the corridor, and we all come running the other way.
Yeah, it turns into like a comedy show.
Scooby Doo, just come.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Aldrin and Magic making a massive sandwich.
Okay,
Sasha's turn, because you move up.
so again, from in front, you hear this. Okay, Sasha, feel free to move yourself.
Sweet.
Okay, Maddock.
Right. I will proceed, and I will have a cursory swing in front of me, just in case there's anything in the darkness just ahead of me.
Okay, as you
The
swing,
probing swipe.
as you swing in front of you, about sort of 5 foot in front of you, you hit something solid, and there's like a loud. You recognise it as the sound of like you're hitting wood.
There's another door that is my arch nemesis. I would.
Yeah. Maddox just looks back like, go back, flee.
Fly, you fools!
It goes
It's
back to
useless.
his childhood at the stronghold. He could never master those damn doors.
Okay, William.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Else is just a series of cat flaps.
Okay, you move up, William. Odrin.
Like a little dwarf boy on all fours crawling through the...
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so we move on to the NPCs. You hear a faint sound. Then from beyond, then in the distance, you hear a. On to Sasha.
Sasa has a really bad feeling with this.
Why are we following them again?
Okay, she will shuffle through, get out of the way, and stand behind the mighty dwarf.
Okay, in the very fringes of your torchlight, you can just about make out another one of these wooden doors.
And Maddock all standing there paralyzed.
And indeed, we next move on to Maddock. You can now see in the flickering light, and you can see like there's a little bit of a dent in this door where you must have struck it with your hammer. You're muted.
I got there. I will kind of, now the light's on it, see the door, and just kind of like have a look of steely determination where I just kind of head down and charge it with all my might.
Okay, so you're just charging it. Make your D6 roll. It's 3 or less.
Your own personal mini boss.
Okay, you run full bore into the door, hit the solid wood, and rebound from it with a loud. Brrrr.
You would think with his knowledge of architecture, he would know that was a bad idea.
I will exclaim as I hit the door and be like, God damn it!
Okay, William.
I would take the crowbar from Hamo again and the heavy crossbow from Blood, and walk towards the Maddock and give him the crowbar.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. Odrin. Your companions appear to be struggling with another door.
Yeah, I guess I'm at the back and like recognizing the fact that Maddox has been constantly like cheering me on and like even like through my failures. So I'm just at the back going like, "You can do it! Get to the door!"
Okay, so we move on to the NPCs as Odrin shouts encouragement to his fellows. There is a from somewhere up above you, and a black viscous substance rains down onto you all.
The worst kind of substance.
As you sort of look up and maybe Sasha shines the light up, you can see there's effectively what appears to be a large rusty trough sort of high up in the corridor, and there's like a rope leading through a hole in the wall beyond the door in front of you, and you now appear to be covered in what seems to be like very old oil.
Oh. I hope it should be hot and not that they're trying to light us on fire.
It doesn't appear to be warm at the minute.
At the minute. It will be.
I would just scream run. That's all. It's out of turn.
Okay, so as his black stuff rains down, William screams run. Sasha, what do you do?
Do I recognize it as oil?
Yep.
Then I'll put out the lantern and run.
Okay, let me just remove your light source.
Gloombugs don't create heat.
Nope.
Yeah, but
Good.
Sasha's is a
Yeah,
old-fashioned.
your normal lantern does, yeah.
Okay, so aside from the flickering green of William's Gloombug lantern, the corridor is plunged into darkness. Okay, Maddox.
Right. Cheered on by my compadre in arms, and hoping that there will be no more oil the other side of this door.
Flee, you fools!
Never. I will face down this enemy. This
Okay,
is-
I will tell you, you're going to need a 1 or a 2 this time, so obviously you're greased up, so it's quite difficult to actually get purchase.
Oh. Okay.
Hope you don't create sparks.
What is going on?
Okay, you go to run to the door and you slip over in the oil and basically slide on your front into the door.
Wow.
You're right. This did turn into a comedy show.
Okay, William.
It won't when I'm on fire.
I assume the ground is slippery now, and Maddox is lying in the slippery oil stuff, right?
Yep, that's
I
correct.
grab him at his feet and pull him backward.
Like a dwarven slit.
Okay, you haul Maddox to his feet. We then move on to Odrin.
Yeah, I'm moving as far as I can with this in this position, so I'm taking him with me.
Remind me which is which in this game. So, turns and rounds. Which way does it go?
Rounds are shorter.
Rounds is the little ones and turns are the big ones. So I think 10, right? 10 rounds is 1 turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that would make it, what?
No, I
Minutes?
think it's even more. I'm not sure though.
Well, since it's important, I will check.
Yeah, it's
I think it was something like 100 rounds as a turn or something.
Gosh. I mean, this has to do wonders for Maddox's self-esteem, being dragged by a little boy through a puddle of oil.
Some idiot throws a fire arrow or something in it. We are basically toast. And I mean it like that.
Turn is 10 minutes long, so it's very long.
Yep. Okay. That's
Okay.
cool.
Yeah. Maddox currently has all of the dwarven shame right now.
And I think 10 rounds is a minute, so it's really 100 rounds is a turn.
Okay, Odrin, we do.
Yeah. I know why you would throw oil at people. So
I just
Wait,
know I did
where
it
am I?
already, though.
I think you're underneath Maddock. Hold on a second.
Do we have some good thing we could put on us to... Oh, this looks like oil.
okay, so Blot is gonna shuffle over there, and So Maddock is like, what's the status of Maddock? Like, is he?
He's just been like hauled to his feet. Williams sort of dragged him back a bit, and Williams retreated back. Maddock's
Yeah.
now on his feet, but he's
I
coming
look
over this
super
slippery arm.
panicked. Super panicked.
I go into yet another verse of the Dagonite scriptures, and I speak it, and I touch Maddock, and we'll see what happens. John, I do not have this memorized,
Okay.
so
What do you want to do?
I'm casting a spell.
Okay.
I'm prepared to be on fire.
Let's see.
Like all good draws should be.
I don't think the saving throw script took into account my -1 from being a dumbass, so I'm putting in.
Okay.
Is Dagon, so I'll maybe just become a muddy puddle.
Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. It's getting real.
Splendid.
Oh shit.
You touched me, of course you were going to fail.
Okay.
You are the embodiment of failure.
Oh my god.
-10 for Dwarven Shame.
Okay, so roll me a d12 to see what happens.
Here's hoping for a holy quest.
Look, I have
It's not a holy quest.
7. So I'll read this out to you all. The deity sends a hostile creature into the world to test its worshipper.
A fire demon.
I mean, technically we already have a very unlucky dwarf that could count as a hostile creature.
I mean, technically it's Maddock, right?
Yeah.
or just more doors.
Okay, so
Mimic doors attack us now, which are on fire.
okay, so what was the level of the spell you were trying to cast?
2.
Okay, so roll a d4 and add 2. That's how many hit dice the summoned creature has.
D4 plus 2.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, boy!
Oh fuck.
Okay.
I hope this shit gives XP at least.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does, like 5.
Like the first call, Dagon was sitting at home bored, so he was like, "Yeah, let him have it." The next call, he's calling again. Fuck it.
Okay, guys, so I'm going to use
Just
like
going onto the shower.
I'm going to use like a generic sort of tentacled creature for this. So hopefully you'll be able to see that there.
So you just laid your hand on my shoulders. Dagon, be praised!
Okay, so as you cast this spell, you gain a deep sense of Dagon's disapproval that you're overusing its powers and you're maybe relying on them too much. And as you're sort of like shaking a bit with the psychic shock of that, the oil that's sort of like dripping off Maddox slowly like coalesces into this like amoeboid blob in front of you, and it lashes out like an extruded pseudopod towards you, Odrin.
Cool times.
So I'm going to make an attack roll for that. So let's see. I have to go old school and use the dice for this.
Just to give us a little chance, can we have Rob roll its hit points?
No, don't make me roll his hit points. It'll be going against me. So it'll have max.
Okay, this pseudopod hits you dead center in the chest, where your just near where your heart would be, Odrin. You feel the strength and power behind it, but it doesn't manage to get through your armor.
Yep. Did the spell go off?
No.
No.
Okay, so we would move on to the NPCs go, but they've had their turn. You hear some noise behind the door. So we move on to Sasha.
Guess this is how it ends. Should we fight tentacle with tentacles?
Yeah, boy, I already used my summon, so...
Let's have a Pokemon battle.
Dagon, I choose you.
Tentacle attack.
Oily tentacle.
She almost raises the pistol to shoot at it, but steals herself, and so William is in the way, so she can't really get there to stab.
I'm super panicked, and I'm probably crouched down to pull Maddock behind me. So.
Okay, she's panicking. She doesn't know what to do. So.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. You're busy panicking. So we move on to Maddock. Maddock, you're pretty much like stood in this creature at the moment.
Yeah,
It appears to be made of oil.
Effectively, like, Odrin laid his hands on my shoulders, and I was so sure something good was going to come of it. This thing's like, and after my repeated listen, I'm just like, oh, come on! And I just like try and effectively like do a circular swing with the hammer, trying to like nail as much of this thing as I can.
Okay, make your attack roll. Okay, you have hit it. Oil splatters up as your hammer impacts with it. You can't really tell how much damage you've done, though. It's a blob of oil. Okay, so we move on to William.
I pull Maddock behind the corner, as far as I can. Somewhere here, I hope.
Okay, so you've dragged Maddock back a bit.
Just for clarification, where exactly ends the oil that spilled on us on the floor?
Basically, once you're around the corner, you're fine.
Okay, good.
Okay, so we move on to Odrin, who's stood sort of toe-to-toe with this oily beast in the darkness.
In the darkness, and I think in Odrin's mind, like this is Dagon going like, yeah, it's about time like we had a tussle. So, yeah. Is there like a minus for me for fighting in the dark? I know where the thing is. But...
Yeah, I'll say it's fine because you know where it is and it's pretty difficult to miss.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take a flail swing at it. It's just these rolls, man.
Okay, you feel your flails splash down in this viscous oil, but you don't think you've done it any serious damage. Okay, so we move on to the NPC. So that's going to again attack you, Odrin. I'm assuming a 14's not a hit.
Nope.
So you can feel its pseudopods like flailing against you, but they've yet to find a weak point in your armour. You can hear some more movement from behind the door. And we move on to Sasha.
Okay, so her companions come running this way, and she can hear Ogren let out his battle cry from the darkness, yes?
Yep.
Fuck this fool. Okay, she'll grab the Doombug lantern from
Gloom.
Amo and shake it violently.
Okay, no problem. Let me just add a light onto yourself. Just give me a moment. Let me just give it that lovely greenish tint that we all love so much.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
And I feel fine.
Okay, there we go. You shake your Gloombug lantern and this dim circle of greenish light flares up around you.
Okay.
You can just about you see Maddock in front of you. You can just about make out Odrin on the very sort of edge of your light.
Okay, and I still have actions. Could I run up and stab it?
You could run up. You wouldn't be able to stab it because Odrin's in the way.
Okay, she'll do that.
Okay, as you run up and your green light illuminates the scene in front of you, you can see Audrun with this huge black viscous amoeboid creature in front, extruding tentacles and mouths and eyes seemingly at random, all composed of this viscous black oil lashing out at Audrun.
Yes, he's really regretting lighting that up.
Okay, Maddock.
You should be pulled around the corner, just saying, though.
Yeah, effectively, I imagine like William's trying to pull me away, and I'm just like, "No, I'm not done yet. I've had enough of this." And I'll just kind of like, now Sasha's kind of like squeezed past me while I was slopping around. I'm effectively going to try and run and slide through their legs to try and get a go at this amoeboid thing. I've had enough of it, so I'm just like, "Ugh!"
It's an oil slide.
Exactly. I am oiled. I'm greased up. If there's ever a time to do this, it's now.
Okay, I will say you can do that. I'm just going to rearrange you all into a slightly new position to represent that. However, your attack will be at -2, Maddock, because you're like sliding through.
That's fine. Given my rolls, I'm sure it won't have any effect. It'll be a miss nonetheless.
Okay, you slide forward. You're just about raising your hammer up as you slide forward to hit it, when suddenly you're like into the body of this thing. Okay, William. So you hear Maddock shout, "No, I'm not done here." He runs back around the corner. You hear like of him running. Then a boom.
I just scream, "If you don't want to die in fire, get out of there."
Okay, that's absolutely fine.
And I would run, take the 2 retainers with me, and would move away as far as I can.
Okay, blot or
Especially,
fire.
as I'm screaming, especially at Sasha. Just saying.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. We move on to Audrun. Audrun, you've basically just seen Maddock slide through your legs and like disappear inside of this creature. And I'm actually going to put Maddock just next to it on the map, so we know that he's in it.
And there's no good way for me to understand like what would happen if I crush this thing while Maddock is inside.
No, unfortunately, it wasn't really covered in the teachings of Dagon what to do when your dwarf friend slides into an oil beast.
Yeah, I missed that class. I was eating mushrooms then. Well, we're gonna find out, boys and girls, because it's flail time. So Maddock disappears, and I go, "Oh!" And then it's back to the fight, and with the here we go.
Ooh, max damage.
Okay, you hit it, and you splatter a large portion of it off the wall. However, it still seems to be moving and gurgling. Maddock, can you roll me a d6, please? See how much damage you took from that. Okay, luckily you only take 1 point of damage as Audrun wades into this thing that's enveloping you.
This is it. The tables have turned.
Okay, unfortunately for you, as we move on to the NPCs, Maddock, this thing can't really miss you because you're in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to roll for its damage, effectively.
This attack roll should probably be accompanied by the sad trombone sound effect.
Okay, you take 6 hit points of damage as this thing forms mouths inside itself and they bite into every area of your body.
Effectively, you probably hear from right into me like, "That's right, Audrun!" Whoa!
Yeah, and I take that for like a yell of encouragement, like yeah.
Okay, Sasha, you can see this melodrama unfolding in front of you.
Yeah, okay. So she still have Maddock's rope from the last rescue. So I assume it's still formed into a lasso type of loop.
It is indeed.
So this is what she's gonna try to do. She's gonna try the oil slide between Ogren's legs. I mean, it's really like, how many times has he been doing that?
He's a really bad goalkeeper.
And she's gonna try to reach into the oil like and try to capture the dwarf inside.
Okay, I'll tell you the thing is going to get an attack on you. It won't be automatic, but it will get an attack on you. But you can make me a dex roll, so roll a d20, you need to equal or get below your dex. If you do that, you've managed to like wrestle Maddock into the lasso and like heave him out.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Okay, so I'm going to make the creature's attack on you. I'm assuming that doesn't hit you, so it lashes out at you with these pseudopods, but with a sickening like. You pull the oily, greased-up Maddock out of this creature.
And then she heaves him out.
Indeed. Speaking of which, Maddock, you've just been heaved out of this thing, and you're basically lying in like a gooey mess at Sasha's feet.
Effectively, in the process of being dragged away from this, like effectively, like the lass come around me, and I'm like, can I have like a flaily hammer shot as I'm being dragged away?
Yeah, go on. I'll give you that. Make an attack. Okay, you have hit it for 6 points of damage. You splatter some of its goo across the chamber. However, it's still moving and undulating in front of you.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like swing and then kind of like be pulled to my stop position and just see Sasha and just be like, "Thank you, that was rather uncomfortable."
Okay, we move on to William.
I'm moving back and helping Sasha. Try to pull them both out as far as possible.
Okay, that's fine. Move yourself. I'll move you back a little bit. Sasha.
I think I can't make it too far because I already walked there, so
Yeah.
maybe 1 or 2 spaces.
Sasha, are you going to allow William to pull you back?
Yes, and she will try to get the dwarf with her.
Okay, Audrey, you can feel the rope being... Sorry, Maddock, you can feel the rope being tugged. Are you allowing yourself to be tugged back?
Nope.
Okay.
Strength test?
No, Sasha's a wee slip of a lass and he's a giant stony dwarf. If he wants to stay there, he can stay there. I will say though,
It's slippery.
I will say though, just so the rope doesn't break or anything. There. In fact, yeah, that's a good idea. A good point actually. Roll me a d6, Maddock. If you get a 1, you slip over and she pulls you back.
Of course, I'm going to fall over. Nope.
You're
I only
fine.
roll 6s today.
Okay, so I'm going to say, just to make, obviously to stop your rope from breaking, that Maddock just like unties the rope and it sort of pulls back, but you stay where you are, Maddock.
She makes a mental note if she ever survives this, she will go out of her way to get a sleep spell because she needs that to control the dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Audrin.
Yeah. When last there was light for me to see, was I next to the thing?
Yep, you can still hear it burbling away just in front of you. You can feel like the impact of its pseudopods hitting your armour.
Yeah. Just reel it back in and go for another flail swing. Here we go. Oh yeah!
Okay, there is a sound like someone, as your flail crunches in, like someone slowly letting air out of a balloon, like a sound, and you feel the pseudopods cease to strike against your armour.
Yeah, and then, like Audrin just bellows into the darkness, a defiant war cry. And then there is silence, presumably.
Indeed. Okay, so as we move on to the NPC's turn, there is a from in front of you, and you hear the sound of a door swinging open.
Mm-hmm.
Blatantly because of the damage it took from me earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, and as you peer through the door, Audrin, you can see 2 of these Goman skeletons. They're both holding short bows. The one at the front is knelt down. Both of the arrows are alight. However, luckily for you, they've spent their turn sort of like getting the door open and getting this prepped, so they're not actually going to get to fire this turn. So we move on to Sasha.
Yeah, boy.
He's gonna use a turn to scream to Maddox and Ogren to get out of that corridor and over here now.
Enemies to fight.
I mean, I wish I could make a retainer loyalty check for them.
Okay.
Another person though. Need charm person as well.
I need control dwarfs. I got control rats, but I need control dwarfs.
Okay, speaking of dwarves, we move on to Maddox.
Right. Now, obviously, I don't know what he's going to do until next turn, but does it look like Odrin is...
Well, he's just shouted, there are enemies to fight, so it's pretty obvious what he's going to do.
Yeah, I thought so. How far can I move in a turn?
6 squares.
6 squares. I've got to try and guess how many.
You could try to slip. Maybe it's faster.
It worked out so well last time.
It is becoming his signature move.
John, as I can't see the squares, can you tell me how many squares there are between me and the non-slimy area of floor?
Are you moving forwards or backwards?
Forwards.
Okay, in which case it would take you exactly 6 squares to get to the lead skeleton. Would you like me to move you in?
So, is this where we what about the crazy train? Soundtrack?
Oh, yes. Yes.
I'm moving you in, am I, Maddox?
Yes.
Okay, so Maddox, you slip and slide and charge forward towards these 2 skeletons with their lit arrows. You can still make an attack.
Yeah, and much like Odrin, I am letting out a big, deep dwarven roar. Also, can I fight defensively?
You can indeed. That will give you a +2 bonus to AC and a -4 to hit. Okay, so you're fighting defensively. You're trying not to give too much away. You swing forward. The skeleton just sort of like ducks down a bit lower, and your swing sails over its head. Okay, William.
The oil goes the entire hallway, correct?
Yep, pretty much.
And did I recognize that they have fire arrows?
But I'll say that you can just peek around the corner and you can see it. So yeah.
Okay, I'm running away. My character is, used to be a scroll. No, I'm not being on fire.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, you don't really like fire, having been a scroll for so many hundreds of years.
No.
Okay, so we move on to the mighty Odrin. You can see Maddox flailing away up in front of you.
Let's see. So I am, well, in the darkness, for one.
Would you like me to move you up?
So I'm here, okay? I'm trying to see... Because I can make it there with one more...
So you could effectively take the diagonal and slip round the corner.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So...
Do you want me to move you up?
Oh, there we go. Okay. And...
Okay, as you charge forward and slip past the Maddox, the room you're in appears to have once been like an armory of some kind, but there's there's racks of weapons and armor sort of on the walls, but they're all rusted and rotted away.
And both of these guys have bows in their hands.
Yep, they have short swords at their hip, but they're both holding these lit arrows up in short bows.
Okay. I'm gonna try and smash this one. Is there any minus for them or bonus for me for they have bows?
You still got your blessing though, not from.
I do, yeah.
There's no real bonus for them holding bows.
Yep. Okay. So we're gonna go with the flail. And I have a feeling I might need my blessing for later. So we're gonna go with just a regular swipe. 13?
Okay, unfortunately that is not enough to get through their armour. There is a deafening clang as you strike the skeleton on its shoulder. Okay, we move on to the NPCs. Right, the one in front of Maddock, obviously he can't fire his short bow because you're right in front of him. He's just going to go with the burning arrow and jab it into you.
Do the Legolas.
It's getting warm in here.
I mean, at least you cover with the tentacle monster goo.
That was oil.
Okay, he throws his... He sort of jabs his burning arrow towards you. However, he doesn't manage to hit you. The one who is in combat with Odrin is going to do the same thing. And I'm guessing doesn't hit you either.
No.
Okay, so you've got two skeletons in front of you still holding these burning arrows. We move on to Sasha.
So you'll curse out the life decisions of adventuring companions. And knowing those two, they probably need help. So fuck it. She will run for 6. And that's what you can run in around, right? And Hamo decides to be courageous and run with her. Can I double run if that's all I do?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, cool. Oh, Maddock, you're in the way. That's my move.
Okay, Maddock. Now, before you decide to make an attack, I will tell you that anyone who's covered in oil attacking these creatures, when you attack them, you'll have to roll a d6. If you get a 1, you've cut yourself on fire. Because obviously they're holding like a burning arrow and you're trying to avoid it and sort of attack around it.
Yeah, well, I only roll 6s, so obviously I'm going to... I'm rolling the d6 first, I take it? Yay! I'm not on fire.
You're fine,
That's
make your
always
attack
a
roll.
bonus. Still fighting defensively. Because I really don't want to be on fire.
Okay, you don't manage to hit one of the skeletons. We move on to William.
At first I wanted to stay there. Then Sasha ran right into the danger. And I'm actually caring about her, so I'm screaming, Sasha, no! And running behind her.
I used to be a scroll!
My crossbow in hand and just tearing up. I'm like literally crying right now and running behind her.
Okay, so Sasha, you hear footfalls running up behind you. You hear William's voice
Yeah,
going, Sasha, no!
That's
I'm
okay.
running as far as I can, somewhere
She's
here.
running, screaming, Odrin, no!
Yeah, pretty much it's like a conga line of no at the minute. Okay, so speaking of Odrin, we move on to Odrin.
Okay. Yeah, gonna try and smash this guy.
Okay, roll a d6 to see if you catch on fire. You're fine. Make your attack roll.
I have 5 from my... fuck it. I'm not gonna use that. So, swing? No.
Okay.
But I will, if I can, move here, unless there's
That's fine.
too much debris.
Okay, so we're moving on to the NPCs. Okay, so they are going to attempt to, unsurprisingly, do what they did last time and jab Odrin and Maddock with the flaming arrows. So first on Odrin.
Fuck these guys.
Okay, so it hits you, setting you alight. You only take 1 point of damage from the arrow. That's the good news.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
17 from the fire.
I like my barbarian extra crispy.
Okay, so I'm going to roll for the one who's attacking Maddock.
I think fire made 1d6 per round or something.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, we've burned some zombies before.
Yeah.
Okay,
First
so
session, I think.
the one attacking Maddock misses, so we now move on to Sasha. You can see that like Odrin's just like caught fire. There's like flames licking up from the oil on his armor, and the smoke billowing up out of him.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe, like, this is the next stage of his evolution to being Sauron.
We have to get armor to cover up all of his horrible burns.
Now your armor melts, so you can't take it off either.
Okay. She'll put the Gloombug lantern down, and Hamer will pick it up, and she will do whatever. Can she get up here? Or here, maybe? Is that possible?
Yeah, that's fine.
And she will take her water skin and cut it open and try to douse the freaking flaming arrows.
Okay, make me a dex roll.
Ooh, yeah. I'm good.
Okay, yeah, you douse the flaming arrow of the one in front of you. Or is it the one in front of Odrin you're going for?
No, she will take the one in the Maddock one.
Okay, that's fine, so I'll mark that one. It no longer has a burning arrow.
And I can move Hamo too, so she'll move up here. Can she attack?
Yeah, she certainly can. You should be able to open a character sheet. If you hold down Shift and double click on the icon, it should open a character sheet.
Oh, hang on. That's some fancy stuff. Here we go. Okay, so she will make a, I guess, cutlass attack.
Mm-hmm.
And am I right in assuming she got a flanking bonus?
Yep.
And that's a what, +2? Yeah.
Okay, she slashes at the creature with her cutlass, but it scrapes off the armour of the skeleton. We now move on to Maddock. At least you're not now facing potential fiery death, Maddock.
Exactly. Well, now I am no longer fighting defensively. The fire is out, so I'm swinging wild.
You can also attack offensively.
I am indeed going to fight offensively.
Okay, so...
+2 attack, -4 armor.
Yep.
Okay, so here we go. Wow.
Okay, you miss. We move on to William.
I'm doing the same thing that Sasha did, but with the other skeleton. So I'm running up here and dosing my water skin on it.
Okay, make a dex roll.
That's one thing I should be able to do. Any bonus? I assume not. Exactly. I'm at 17.
Okay, you have doused the flames on the other one.
Good thing for agile little adventures, huh?
Oh yeah.
Okay, Odrin, the flames are now out. Obviously, you're still on fire, so roll me a d6 to see how much damage you take from the flames. Okay, you take 5 hit points of damage from as your flesh begins to char and crisp, cooking in your own armour.
I do have heat metal memorized, so I could use that and just go out in a blaze of glory.
Or you could try to remove the oxygen from you somehow. A blanket or
Remove the oxygen sounds like bad.
using a blanket, rolling on the floor.
I will tell you that if you do nothing in your turn but try and put the fires out, you can put the fires out.
I'm gonna try and put the fires out in this guy's eyes. So
Go for it.
we're going with the flail, and yeah, Come on. No. 1.
Okay,
Wow.
distracted by the pain of burning flesh and with smoke filling your eyes, you swing wildly and miss the skeleton. Okay, we now move on to the NPCs. For their action, they're going to drop the remnants of their arrows and draw their short swords. We move on to Sasha.
She was planning on drinking that water, but she will try to get around here and give Audrun a much needed bath with her last water skin.
Okay, make a dex roll again.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a stupid idea. That's oil.
okay, you've successfully put Audrun out.
Normally it would not work that, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just for the kids out there and at home, don't try to put out all the fires with water. It's a pretty bad idea.
Also, don't do any of this. All the other shit as well. Don't do.
I would not
Don't try to fight oil
hide
demons in the dark.
inside an oil demon.
He'll try this at home, kids.
Man, Audrun's not a chip pan. We're okay.
Human sacrifice not okay. Don't do this at home. We're highly trained professionals.
Okay, so Maddock.
Oh god, yeah, okay. I'm going to aggressively swing at this guy again.
Okay.
It's just one under.
You just failed to hit him. You strike his armour. Okay, William.
It's dagger time. Trying to hit one, I can get my bonus.
Okay, you will not get any sneak attack bonus because they don't have any vital organs.
I know, I'm talking about the attack from behind bonus.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
18.
Okay, which one were you hitting? The one directly in front of you?
The one directly in front of me, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. You chip off a huge portion of its skeletal frame, but it's still moving. Audrun, as you're fighting and flailing at this one in front of you, you see William stepping behind it and sort of slice a huge shard of bone off it.
Oh yeah, and it's my turn, obviously. Yeah, I guess I should have taken like a flanking bonus as well last time, but oh well. So again, this guy needs to die. So in with the flail. Now that I'm kind of wet all of a sudden, I don't really know why, but there's water coming in from somewhere, which is cool. That's fine. Dagon is with me. So,
that's why it works with the oil on him, because he's blessed by water.
I did not put the bonus there, but it doesn't help. So.
Okay, you swing at this creature, impacting with its armour, but again, it doesn't appear to do any great damage. Okay, so I'm going to do one of the skeletons attacking Hamo and one attacking William. So the one attacking William misses. The one attacking Hamo, well, let me just check her stats.
She has 14.
Okay, so it scrapes off her armour. You all appear to have escaped unharmed. You can hear a from nearby. We move on to Sasha. The sound sounded like it was coming from somewhere over here.
Oh, well, at least there's a door there, and it seems to be impossible to get through. So she will try to stab this one with a sword, XTaKeRuX sword.
Go for it.
14.
Okay, so describe how you dispatch this skeletal assailant.
she'll jump in and use all her weight, which isn't much, to make a little jump and cut it down in the shoulder, and it will crumble its ribcage, and with the
Indeed.
ribcage, the rest of it goes.
It shudders for a few moments, then collapses in shards of bone and rusted armour to the floor with a loud clattering sound. Okay, Maddock.
Hamo will also attack.
Yeah, sorry, go for it.
She's in hero mode. And that's a good thing. Yeah! Look
Okay.
at her.
You hear her scream out, and she slices a large shard of bone off this creature with her cutlass. Maddock.
Right, so the skeleton attacked Hamo last time, so that means I'm flanking? Yeah, what is the flanking bonus?
I believe it's a +2.
+2, okay, I'm
+2.
fighting-
It's the same as
Right.
attacking from behind.
I'm attacking aggressively as well. I am bringing down the hammer and just hoping for something.
No, use your shame points.
Okay,
Mate, if I could use my shame points, I'd hit it every time.
you bring the hammer down. You bring the hammer
You
down.
actually have
But
+1 more. You only added +3. You had behind is +2, and aggressing aggressively is another +2. You only added +3.
I put 4 on.
Okay, it looks like you put in 3.
okay, well you attack this thing, but it deflects your blow with its sword. Okay, we move on to William.
Since I heard this sound of moving skeletons from this side, I would run there. I assume this is a double door or something?
It is indeed a double door.
Since I'm focused on this door and not on the skeletons up here, I would try to draw my dagger and ram it into the door. I assume it opens to the inside, to our side.
Yeah, the door appears to be open at the moment. Obviously, these skeletons have opened it, preparing to come through.
Okay, I'm closing it and ramming my dagger into it to block it temporarily.
Okay, that is absolutely fine. Not a problem at all. You ram your dagger in to wedge the door shut. Then we move on to Odrin.
Oh boy. That was a 5.5 with that one. So let's see. I'm gonna go here and try to dispatch this dude.
Go for it.
I've missed like 4 times in a row now, so let's see.
Maybe you want to bring that blessing game in.
Nah, man.
Would that position, would that give him +4?
No,
It builds up.
no.
Momentum.
He gets a +2.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Finally.
Okay, describe how you dispatch your bony assailant.
I think because now I have room to swing the flail, I do an overhead swing, and it just sort of hits it on the skull, which fractures in and like splinters away, and it just sort of crumples into a pile right in front of Maddock.
Indeed it does. On the very outskirts of the light cast by William as you look around, you can just about make out a couple of skeletons who appear to be sort of like trying to like climb the wall to get away from you guys. So around about sort of here-ish.
By the way, if Audrin's still concentrated on a spell, the other skeletons would have run away from him also.
I think that both probably sailed.
Yeah,
Because I've been
say for the future. They should not walk nearer than 10 feet around you, even if you didn't turn them at first.
We were busy being sucked into it.
Yeah, just saying.
Yeah, there was a whole side adventure with the tentacle beast.
Okay, so technically you guys aren't in combat rounds. We're going to keep the initiative going for a moment. You can hear, Audrin, as you finish your skeleton off, you can hear the hammering on the door that William has wedged shut with his dagger, as obviously whatever's behind it is trying to force its way through.
Okay, while we're doing that, Sasha will quickly try to bandage the poor burnt Hogren.
Okay, roll a d4. You get 2 hit points back, Odrin.
And I guess Hamo could try to do with the dwarf, yes?
Yeah, roll a d4 for Hamo. You gain 3 hit points back, Maddock, as Hamo bandages your wounds. You see she's giving you a bit of a sort of disparaging look as she bandages your wounds. She like romped in there with a cutlass and was like, and you're like beaten up but bad. She's like bandaging you up. She's like,
Disappointed in you.
Yeah, I'll just kind of like, as she's giving that look, I'll just be like, don't.
She just sort of waves her hand in like a whatever gesture and continues bandaging you up. Okay, speaking of which, it's your go, Maddock.
You can only bandage up once, can't you?
Yeah.
Once per wound.
Yeah, okay. Once per wound.
No, once
I've
per,
got many.
once per
I think
combat.
once per encounter, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, I am still concerned that those skeletons are going to try and get back into the fray. So I'll try and kill the climby skeletons. So I'll go and plonk one of those in the back.
Okay, I'm going to say you don't have to make a roll for that because they're just trying to flee from you. So effectively, you'll just be able to like finish them off.
Cool.
So you kill one of them.
Shamefully fight things that can't fight back.
Indeed.
Yeah, but it's still victory, right? Right?
Okay, William.
Oh!
William, you're stood in front of the door. You can see it like going like, just whatever it is like hammering on the other side of it.
I think something bad is coming in.
What are you doing, William?
Sorry, was still muted. Does this door have some kind of bars I could barricade it with somehow? Could I rank in my 10-foot pole to block it somehow?
You could use your 10-foot pole to sort of like across the passageway to like improve the difficulty of them busting through it.
Yeah, I think it will do that for now.
Okay.
So we don't have to fight them all at once.
That's absolutely fine. The hammering continues. Odrin.
Well, I'm going to use my last prepared spell and say a prayer to Dagon and heal myself.
Okay, go for it.
So, oh, there we go.
The blessings of Dagon are on you. Perhaps Dagon saw how you valiantly fought against the creature it sent to test you. You feel strength flowing back into your limbs.
Yeah, and that's exactly the narrative in Odrin's head. Like, there was no alternative but to like keep fighting the thing until it or he dies, because that's the way of Dagon.
Indeed. Okay, we move on to the NPCs. From the other side of the door, you hear a raspy voice shout, "Hey, foras interficere!" And the banging on the other side of the door stops.
So, point of interest, is the second skeleton still alive, trying to climb the wall?
Yep. Just a point as well, anyone who understands Latin understands that the shouting was basically saying, "Out of the way, you dogs."
Yeah, something definitely bad is coming. As he moves over, raises her pistols.
Okay, Maddock. Are you taking out another skeleton, Maddock?
Sorry, I was muted. I'll get used to that. I will take out the remaining skeleton and move myself to that position, so I'm kind of behind him beside the door.
That's fine.
He'll take those easy 2 XP.
Okay,
I'll take him around.
William.
Since I think I blocked it sufficiently for now, I will walk up there, and since I recognize these skeletons now. They are still all fleeing, right?
Yep.
I think I move over here and try to attack this guy.
Okay, that's fine. You can dispatch that guy easily enough.
Don't need to attack, or?
No, you don't need to make a roll. Like I say, he's just trying to flee. You can take your time and just pick him off.
Okay. Yeah, just cut his head off with my magic dagger.
That's absolutely fine. You make not a sound doing so. Then we move on to Odrin.
There's still a bunch of skeletons there. Yeah.
Something's bad is behind the door, Ron.
Behind this door?
Mm-hmm. Speaking Latin. I think it might be, the vampire thing.
Well, I will stand here and crush it if it comes here. And I have my flail held up as if I hope that this game had a held action thing, but it doesn't.
Okay, as you move to guard the door, Odrin, as you watch, the door begins to crumble as though it was aging and rotting away in front of your very eyes.
Oh, good. Great. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, Sasha.
She curses her life and moves up here and takes another non-existing held position. And guess she's moving in here because she feels brave and heroic.
Okay, Maddock.
I will step forward and finish off that last skeleton, because I'm still paranoid that kind of is going to be an issue.
That's absolutely fine. You dispatch one of these skeletons. There's only one of them remaining on your side of the door now. And we move on to William.
I move over and kill the last one.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. You do that with fairly little effort. Odrin.
I kind of just want to, because it's the door is being weakened, right? I kind of just want to run through it.
If you make a strength check, you can smash the door out of the way.
I think I'm gonna hold until the door actually breaks, and then we'll see what happens. But I'll let them do the work, and I'll see what happens.
Okay, that is absolutely fine. And indeed, a few moments later, the door crumbles to dust. Standing behind it, sort of with a hand outstretched, obviously was recently placed on the door, you see a skeletal figure wearing ornate lamellar armour. It is holding a sword in its hand. It takes a step forward, shouts a challenge at you in Latin that obviously you don't understand, but anyone who speaks Latin knows that he's saying, "The pagan dogs are at the gates."
Woof, woof, motherfucker.
And then it's going to attack you.
Oh, shit.
It hits you for 5 hit points of damage, seemingly cleaving through your armour. And can you also roll me 2d6, Odrin? Okay, you have aged by 7 years. Please amend your age total on your character sheet.
Okay, do we have a cutoff point for age?
Well, a human living longer than 60 in this setting is practically unheard of. Basically, I'll explain to you now. The way the rules work for aging in Lamentations are that when you hit a certain age, you then have to start. Each time you move on by a year, you have to make a save versus paralysis, or you lose a point from a randomly determined ability score. So as a human, you don't start making the rolls until you hit 40. Then each year you age after that, you have to make the save. When you get to 50 plus, you're making the save with a -2. When you get to 60 plus, you're making it with a -4. For dwarves, they don't start making the roll until they hit 200. and the interval is every 5 years for them.
Yeah, get that dwarf in front.
Okay.
All my massive hit points.
Does his hair grow and his beard, or?
Yep.
Yeah, so he instantly grows a 7-year beard.
Yeah. He's now a member of CC Top.
Okay.
Holding your Giga Flare with all your long fingernails.
Three more skeletons emerge from the chamber, giving Odrin a wide berth. One of them moves to attack Maddock and hits you for 3 damage. One of them attacks Sasha and misses. One of them attacks Hamo and hits her for 8 damage.
I think that's the end of her.
Okay, you hear a scream from Hamo as this skeleton stabs its sword through her and she falls to the ground.
No.
Is she now completely dead, or is this something like we can still save
She
her?
has 8 hit points, so she's at 0.
Indeed. She's a first level fighter, so technically she can go to -1 before she's brown bread. But it's not looking good for her. Okay, so we move on to Sasha.
Okay, she will fire her pistol at the one charging her.
Okay, roll your misfire chance.
Yep.
You're fine.
Good. Nope.
Okay, you discharge your weapon, but in your sort of panic to get the pistol out as this thing closes with you, you fire wide and miss it. Maddock.
I will have a standard swing at the skeleton that's in front of me.
Go for it. Okay, you miss. William.
I aim at this leader guy
Okay.
and move, I think, right here, so I have a clear shot line, and that's it.
Okay. Odrin.
Oh boy. So, Caius, I presume, wears the same sort of like lamellar. Yeah. He just has a fancier.
Yeah, basically.
helmet. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try and knock his head off.
Go for it.
Flail. Come on. There's like no way for me to get in. Yeah, because Hamo went down. Damn it! I could have flanked Caius. Okay, so here we go. Yes.
Okay, you hit. A small shard of bone sprays off this creature. Okay, we move on to the NPCs. So the normal skeletons first of all. The one attacking Maddock is a 15 a hit.
I think that's in 17.
He's away, but no, it isn't.
Okay, that's fine. So the one attacking Sasha hits you for 7 damage, Sasha. Stabbing you with its rusted blade.
What is it with those rusty blades that can penetrate my armor?
And the one down here stabs its blade clean through Hamo's chest, finishing her off.
No.
Okay, now we'll go on
Hamo.
to Caius, obviously attacking Odrin.
Bring it. Not with the same accuracy, though. Yeah, that's cool.
He stabs out at you, but you turn yourself so it hits one of your armor plates. Okay, Sasha.
We're not a very good employer, are we?
Well,
That's when you want to hear what's its voice from Blot's voice. Go, no, you're not.
oh, hey, Maddock. We need a fucking monologue from you after this. This whole episode.
A long monologue. Assuming I'm not dead.
Yeah, you just turn to the camera with a coffee mug like, hello, I am Maddock.
I'm assuming she can't get out without taking this one down first, right?
That's correct.
So, she hits it with the broadsword.
Go for it.
Broadsword. No.
Okay, your blow clatters uselessly off its armour. Maddock.
Right. I will have another... Actually, no. Sod it. Things are important. I'm going to have an aggressive swing at this skeleton.
Go for it. Swing and a miss. Okay.
I'm sorry, Maddock. I think I cursed you.
William, it could all be down to you.
The grease of sadness.
Just saying, Audrin, because I'm shooting into melee, there's an off chance I could hit you still. It's a 25% though.
Yeah, so make your roll to see if you hit Audrin or the skeletal leader.
Okay, I'm rolling a d100. So 1 to 25 is a hit. 1 to 75 is a hit. Okay.
Okay, you've hit it. Make your attack roll.
Yeah, that's the heavy crossbow, so -4 armor again. I assume no sneak attack this time? Nope, okay. I've got the aim bonus, though.
Okay, you hit it, punching out one of its rib cages, one of its like the bones in its rib cage, with your shot. It staggers slightly. You notice as your bolt hits it, what actually comes out the other side of it is just like a shard of dust, as though your bolt had like decayed upon touching it.
Okay.
Audrin.
Yep. We're gonna keep the barrage up. Here we go. Great flail. Still can't flank. No, unfortunately. Okay.
You still have the blessings, right?
I do. But I'm gonna need that shit for when like, old chaos here like starts to drain my life. So, come on. No. No.
Okay, you swing, and as you do, it almost lazily deflects your blow with its sword before returning its own attack. Which fails to penetrate your armour. Okay, so the normal skeletons, the one on Maddock, hits you for 7 damage, Maddock. Assuming a 17 hits. You're muted.
Yeah, I am looking ropey.
Okay, the one attacking Sasha. Misses.
No.
The one who was attacking Hamo basically steps over her body to flank Audrin.
Shit.
But fails to get through your mighty armour.
Still good.
Onto Sasha.
You can do it. Okay. Could you put Hamo back because she had the light?
Yeah, do you know, I'll leave her where she is because the light's still on. So there we go.
Oh, cool. Okay, she'll take a step down here, and that will mean I'll flank him, right?
Yep.
And that's what I want to do because we need every single bonus. What's wrong?
Okay, swing and a miss. Maddock. Can you muster your dwarven reserves of strength to finish this creature?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can do it. Just do it. Believe in your dreams.
I'm going to fight defensively because
Yep.
I need to.
Okay, so a 14. You actually hit, but obviously you only do 1 hit point of damage. So you score a shallow scraping hit along one of the bones of its
Feel
forearm.
the burn of a dwarven strike laid in like a kitten licking you.
Okay, William.
I'm moving here, and I will attack the one who is attacking Sasha. I think it's this one.
Yep.
Okay. I assume the +2 because attacking from behind applies. Okay. Dagger +2. Ugh. Okay. I miss.
Okay, Odrin. Facing off against this mighty foe.
Oh yeah, so yeah, there's a fair bit of clanging because we're kind of missing all the important bits and hitting each other like straight in the chest and the shoulder. So let's see how it goes this turn. Actually, what happens is because Audrin, in a rare moment of like being aware of things happening around him, he realized that he was like this guy was trying to stab him in the back. So he swings around and tries to crush the skeleton behind him.
Okay, go for it.
With the flail. Come on! Jesus.
No dice, I'm afraid. Okay, it's on to the NPCs. So the one attacking Maddock, don't forget your AC's increased, Maddock, because you're fighting defensively. What's your AC with your increase?
19?
You're just all right. However, if that blow had connected, it probably would have finished you.
Yep.
Okay, so the one that's attacking Sasha misses. The one who's flanking Odrin hits for 6 damage.
What?
Yep.
No. Shit.
At least you're not on fire.
Okay, then we come to Caius, who is also now flanking you.
And
he misses.
Yeah. This was going to be an Odrin kebab.
Okay, so we're back round to Sasha again.
I think it's time.
Oh, it's that time, is it?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Should we cast the spell?
You sure you're going to cast it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So it turns out we might be playing a different game in 2 weeks.
Okay, so what's your level, Sasha?
4.
Okay, and how many hit dice of a creature are you attempting to summon? I'm just using like the random summoning thing for this.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Does he know what is safe?
Well, the lower the safer.
Okay. 4.
Okay, 4. Let's see what happens then.
Just gonna be like a biped with a sword. We're gonna be
Another skeleton.
Oh, right. Okay. I wasn't expecting that, but just give me a moment, guys.
It's a llama covered in sword.
Giant pinky paw.
Nice. The fucking gates of the universe open.
Is that Mr. Slime back again?
So a demon appears that will kill all undeads on the plane. Yeah.
Okay, so what happens is, well, describe how you attempt to do the summoning. 'Cause obviously you're doing it quick time. You've not got a circle or anything set up.
I mean, ever since she did that thing with the book, and apparently this book was just lying out in the open, so clearly a trap of some sort, but that gave her a connection to demons. That's how she got her own little demon thing. So she's been carrying this dark energy inside her, so she simply just gives in and releases it.
Okay, and as you release it and you begin this somber chanting, all of the various spilled blood that is sprinkled liberally around this chamber seems to coalesce into this horrible chitinous form constructed of congealed bile and blood, and it rises up. You can feel that it is under your control, but just barely, Sasha. You can feel it struggling against the control. And in fact, you think it's probably going to have a pop at you before you can, like, rein it in. Okay, so we'll move that on the NPC's turn until you gain control. Can you roll me a D6, Sasha? Okay, it's going to take you 5 rounds to, like, bring this thing under control. And basically it's going to be attacking shit at random, so anyone it's in contact with, I'm just going to roll a random dice, and that's going to be who it attacks. It's just like this huge, like, bloody, chitinous, like, thing that you've just summoned from the nether.
I regretted casting it.
No, but you can still step away.
I regret nothing.
Step away.
Okay, so we're moving on to Maddox go, because obviously you've spent that turn casting that spell.
Yeah, can I move on my turn too?
You can
because
move.
I'm gonna get the fuck out of that thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Where?
Okay, so Maddox, you've heard this squelching noise. You've seen this bloody chitinous horror summoned by Sasha's dark energy.
Sorry.
Yeah. Imagine, like, I'm kind of like holding my shield probably fairly tight against myself, trying to hold myself together. And just, like, the squelching noises are probably the least of my worries. I'm just trying to make sure I don't drop my spleen.
Yeah, to be honest, this thing's mainly made up out of bits of you.
Yeah, very much.
Brother?
Yeah. I will defensively swing at the skeleton again, just because I need to try and take this guy down.
You hit.
Finally.
You smash a large chunk of bone off this skeleton in front of you, but it's still moving, though. William. You've obviously seen what Sasha's done. You know what she's done.
Yeah, I'm saying in Demon Hello Frank and then move him out of the way. Moving here and trying to attack the one who's attacking Maddox.
Okay, go for it. You get the flanking bonus.
Okay. Nah, nope.
Okay, so on to Odrin, who's in the middle of this swirling melee.
Oh shit!
It's getting real up in here.
Yeah, that critical backstab wasn't cool at all. 1 minute. What do I have? Is there anything to save me from this? I'm gonna look up one spell that I have a scroll of, and
Well, that's fine. Well, while you're looking that up, I'm just going to nip to the bathroom. I'll be back momentarily.
yep.
Technically, I have a first level spell more, so I guess I could summon was horror more. I mean, if you're going out, we might as well go out with Sal.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my scroll that I have had from like the first session that Odorant was ever in. So like the third session of the game.
What scroll is it?
It's a scroll of sanctuary. I need some sanctuary now.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea. We are all probably gonna die. The problem is I can't stay up for longer than a couple of minutes anymore.
Yeah, the cool thing is they are probably gonna keep stabbing me, right? Because I'm in the middle and they all get like flanking and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But all of them will have to roll saving throws if they want to attack me. If they fail, then they can't attack.
Good news.
Could save you.
Yeah, no, it can still attack another target. Fuck. Okay, well.
What are you doing then, Odrin?
So John, actually, I don't know if they lost the attacks after the save, that would have been cool, but So,
I mean, you got pretty much aggro.
yeah, I do. I have all the aggro.
Could I suggest just that we pull it off here and you can think until next session what you exactly want to do? Because I can't make it more than 10 minutes. I'm not sure we can end this combat in this time.
Is everyone else happy with that? Do you want to wrap up here and we'll pick up in the same place next time?
You would have enough time to think about it.
Or do people want to push on?
I'm fine with whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be the shortest session ever, because that's true.
Yeah. Well, what happens if we all die? That's the big question here. I still got one ace up my sleeve, but I'm not sure whether you want to use it.
That's why I can cast another summon spell, and then I can take over the campaign and save us, and then John can take it back.
I can summon my demon friends, but I usually don't want to because they usually want something back in return.
Okay, so what we're going to do, guys, is we'll wrap up here. Obviously, I'm happy to. Obviously, we're not going to work out the XP yet because that's going to be at the end of the adventure. I'm happy to chat as always afterwards. But for now, I'm just going to say thanks so much for playing, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the session.
Yes.
Yeah, good yet painful.
I think my heart was never pounding like this before. I think we slipped death so many times this time already.
Okay, well, thank you very much for playing, guys. And to anyone who's watching, take care. We'll see you hopefully in a couple of weeks. And I'm going to stop the stream now.
Yep.
Bye-bye.